with our lighting today.
Here we go. Yeah, it's because it's daytime out. We're late because Justin had to apply a LUT.
I didn't apply it. We just went Cinetone.
He was trying to be so fancy with his expensive cinema camera.
Mm.
You know that Fuji just came out with a new camera. I'm using a Fuji. I use my Fuji when we're doing these streams, and I'm putting you over here on the other screen here. But yeah, they're coming out with a new S1. No, they're not S1. What are they? XH?
You don't even know. It's the
H2?
HS. It's like a HS2 or something. It's a APS-C sensor.
They're all HPSC except for the medium format. What's good about this camera though? Do you know?
Well, excuse me, it's not a full frame. It's the mini frame. It's a small frame.
Well, yeah, they decided they're not doing any full frame. It's either medium format or the APC.
Or the 4/3?
Yes. Well, no, it's not 4/3. It's APC crop APS-C. I don't know. And then there's a micro 4/3. It's smaller.
We sound so smart. We're so smart.
Yeah, not so much. But I don't know what the it's supposed to be. I think it's a good video camera. So
yeah,
be interested.
Really good.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be cool. I mean, you get cheaper lenses and stuff on them, I suppose.
Yeah, they're a little bit cheaper. I mean, I have a bunch of Fuji lenses, so I want to take a look at it and see if it's something to get. I just learned how to do the log in the Canon R6 today. Today, I just learned. Yeah.
Why'd you need it today?
Well, I just knew that you could do it, and I wanted to get like some of the videos that I'm doing. I'd like to have a little bit more of a professional looking color, and so I had time because I look at my calendar. I don't have any shoots for 2 weeks, which is a miracle. That's good and bad, right? Yeah. So I have, we have like a month before we start getting busy again. So that's what Karina and I's topic of discussion today was. It's like, okay, what are we going to concentrate on? Like for the next month, you have to make decisions that are going to affect the entire season. Because once you get into the season, you're just kind of, you can make changes, I guess, like in January, when you're not too busy. But once we get started, like in July, August, whatever path we've set, that's it.
Right. I mean, you can make small adjustments, but when you get rolling, you got a big ship you got to turn if you got to make any adjustments. So you got to have it dialed.
Yeah. So I want to learn that log so that way I can do that. And like, how do you record it into the Atomos Ninja and all that sort of stuff. And I don't want to get too in depth with it. Right. I just want to like skim the surface so I can look a little bit better, but I don't want to like a deep dive because there's not a return on it for me. I mean, you shoot a lot of video though, right? Like, so it's worth it for you to learn how to learn.
Log's helpful. I mean, you get so much more adjustment, right? It's like, it's not quite
like
shooting raw video. It's not. I mean, you still have to get it close. You have to get your white balance right. You can't mess around with that. So you got to understand how lights work and what color looks like before, because you can't see the color in log. You don't know you messed up till you get back. If you don't check it with a LUT, but you can put LUTs on that Ninja. It'll help you.
Yeah. So that's all. That's like a whole another language that I'm excited about learning, but there's Emily. We were talking about Emily today, as a matter of fact, because her if y'all don't follow Emily, you should. She does amazing. She's like killing it with dance and sports. And when she came to the boot camp a couple years ago, and like she was super quiet. You just never know, those ones that are kind of quiet over there in the corner. The next thing you know, she's like busting it out.
She's a ninja.
Yeah, she's amazing. Yeah, Durinsky's here.
Hey, Brian.
I think everything's kind of. I guess I shouldn't even bring it up, but I guess the photo day situation is kind of blown over. I think.
What? There was no situation. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's the deal with the rain out there?
It won't stop. I was looking. It's starting to get depressing, man. It's been horrific. It's seriously. I've lived here my whole life. I've never experienced this long into the season where it's just relentlessly raining. But there's good and bad with that. we've had forest fires the last few years that have made summers miserable out here.
Right.
So hopefully this rain kind of combats all that and keeps all that knocked down. So there is a silver lining to it, but holy cats, trying to work in this stuff. It's just been. We're busy anyway.
Everything on like for your school and sports stuff. Everything's going to be on like Elastilite.
Almost, I'd say 90% of it this year has been Elastilite.
And so you have to composite, build teams.
Everything. The good news is I shouldn't have to buy any green screen templates for a while. I'm pretty loaded up after this year. I've got.
You made the investment.
Oh man, the investment's good to make, but it's hard when you buy a bunch of new ones. These guys keep coming out with phenomenal templates, so it's hard not to buy the new one every time.
Right.
Which makes it fun, but it'd be nice to just stick with a couple of them for a year. I change them per job, basically. So
you kind of have to, because everybody's kind of using them. But the thing is like they seem like everybody's using the same template, but that's because it's in our world. Like our customers never see, like they're not going to know, who's using what. So it's brand new to them.
It's funny. I'll get coaches that will send me text messages and they're like, "Hey, we want our stuff to look like this." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, cool. I'll pull that one out of the archive, because I have it from a couple years ago." Because they'll see them. They get popular online. You'll see them on Etsy, or I call it Pinterest, but like you'll see it on Pinterest. And then, so anyway, they'll send me a bunch of different looks, and usually it's one of the big dogs that have already created that for you. So,
who are the big dogs?
You got Don Ward, Josh Hanna. Those are the two that stand out to me the most. Ben Shirk, those three. I would say they have to be the top three. They have to be.
What about the one that was down in Florida? Gosh, his name is slipping my mind. I see him all the time. Gosh, what is that one template company? They're down in Florida. Nice guy. His name is slipping my mind right now. I forget. I'll remember in a second. So you have three: Josh Hanna, Shirk, and
Don Ward. Third creative.
Ward. Yeah. And those are all the guys that are shooting for. They are next gen. Are they all have next gen?
I think every one of them. I don't know if Shirk has any next gen.
I'm pretty sure. Sean Dement. Whoever said that was, yes.
Lisa.
Facebook. Was that Lisa?
Yeah.
Sean Dement. Yeah. He does good stuff too.
I don't think I've even seen his stuff. Maybe I'm out of the loop. There's a new guy. I don't even know.
No, Sean Dement's been doing it like as long as any of those guys. Yeah. Huh. And I really like his stuff. And they all kind of have a different style, which is good.
For sure.
And then Scott, who works for us, he, I think we have, like 29 different templates we have that are Smacks templates. But he grabs, like, we'll buy the templates and he grabs from everybody's little elements and creates his own. You know what I'm saying? So, I love our templates, like, cause they're unique. Nobody has our templates, they're different than everybody's, but
you don't even show them off. I never see you post anything on your banner stuff, but you do a lot of banners.
We do a ton of banners. Correct? Yeah. We do a ton of banners and composites with, that's the one spot where we do composite, but we do that with Photo Day. That was a big change for us because we were always doing the we used to, it's so crazy like how it's evolved because we had the big format printer. I forget what they call them now. That wasn't a dye sub. It was a big, gigantic printer, and it sat like right there. It was a Mamaki. You ever heard of Mamaki?
No.
Yeah, it was a Mamaki printer, and so we could print our own banners, fat heads, all that sort of thing. So, and then when we were like in the peak of our banner season, well, it felt like peak, but I don't know. It's kind of like once you make things easier, you're doing just as much. You know what I mean? It felt like back then because what we do is we go on shoots, then we come home. Before we go to bed that night, we cut all our own images out because there was nobody providing any extraction services. You know what I'm saying? And so we would shoot everything, and then we'd come home and we'd cut everything out. Then we build the banners, that sort of thing, and then we printed the banners ourselves. So that was a whole vertical thing that we did, and now it looks a whole lot different, and we did order forms, and the thing is I would try to sell packages along with the banners, and eventually I was like, screw it, it's just too much of a hassle, like to bring Square Reader, bring order forms, try to shoot the banner shots, collect money for the individual photos, and it was just too much. So Now it's completely different. So we have photo day. And so we take the photos, we sell the photos on photo day. We get the images extracted. You know, we still do our own thing, but then we send everything off to Sign 365 to build the banner. So the workflow is a whole lot easier. So banner season doesn't feel as busy, but we're probably close to as busy as we were in the past.
You just made it easier. So now you can do more.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, but
so you get.
It's kind of dying though. Have we talked about that? Like travel ball and
We hit it a little bit
Rec
last
League?
time we talked, but yeah. Yeah, you hit on it a little bit your sales aren't up.
7U is going travel. So it used to be Rec League, you'd go 9U, then it got to 8U. And you're like, 8U, what are you kidding me? It's like they're still doing coach pitch, and now it's down to 7U. So if a kid's showing promise in T-ball, right? I mean, like literally, if you're going to show some promise in T-ball, they're moving them to a travel program here. So that kind of stinks.
And you would think that they might spend a little more money on travel ball just because it's a little higher tier than rec, right? So they're more invested. You would think that would be the natural progression, but it's just not as many kids, so your numbers aren't the same, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it can be good and bad. Now you have travel ball organizations, so we have a travel ball club that has, you'll have several that have a lot of teams. If you get into the club, then it's kind of the same as the rec ball, but usually they're separated out, so you have to go chasing them. You know what I'm saying? You're getting one or two teams at a time, and it depends if the coach finds that photos to be a priority. Typically on travel ball team, they want to practice every second of every day.
They want to win.
So it's tough, but I mean, it's definitely an adjustment that we're going to have to make for next year. We're going to have to be ready for the travel ball stuff.
It's the chase and the teams though that make it not feel as profitable. If you're chasing 2-3 teams a night all week long, I mean, you never get a break ever for months.
Yeah.
That's what's killed us in the past.
Photo Solutions Market. That's what Lisa said.
Oh yeah. Is that Jeff Gump and them, or who is that? I thought that was no,
it's not.
It's not.
Lisa knows that whole crew. That's a Jacksonville crew. So, I mean, I think that they all kind of were tied in at one time. But things have changed. So
yeah, because that Photo Solutions, they bought out Graphic Authority was one really early on, and he would sell senior templates and work with other photographers and make marketing material for your whatever market you were in, whether it was volume or seniors. I remember it was Daydream Photography, a guy out of Texas, I think, somewhere. Anyway, he used to create those, and then it turned into Photo Solutions. I think Photo Solutions bought him out because then he stopped making them. But that was early on for me. That was what I was purchasing for. He was making Sports Mates and stuff back then. I don't know.
Sports Mates, like a Memory Mate?
Memory Mate, yeah. And so you would just drag and drop your images over into that. Right. You'd have to build them before you send it to the lab, and then that was how I was doing it in the very early days.
I'm trying to think I'm trying to see if I have I think I got tagged in a few banners. I'll have to pull one up to show you. But Scott does such a good job doing the banner stuff, and he hates when Kareem touches the banners. Kareem tries to help him out, and he doesn't want anybody to touch his damn banners. Don't touch the banners. Yeah, they're snowflakes. He says every banner is a snowflake.
You can't touch it. It's soft.
There we go. So yeah, they all work together at DD Lab. Oh, look at that. Luda bought Graphic Authority.
Yeah, see?
Huh? Look at all this.
See, I know my stuff. I know the industry.
Landon.
Yep, that's exactly who it was.
Okay. So those of y'all who don't know Lisa is like a wealth of knowledge. If you want to know like the history of team individual photography, she's the executive at Photo Day, and like it seemed like she came out of nowhere, but she did not. She like knows all the stuff, and she knows a lot of stuff about a lot of people. So if you ever need to know the history, she should write a book on the history of team and individual photography, because I think she knows the entire thing.
She really does. She knows everybody involved. Like you bring up one name and she can connect the dots every time.
Yeah, a lot of stuff coming out of Jacksonville too, I mean, I don't understand. Why is Jacksonville the spot?
I don't know. I didn't know it was.
Have you ever seen how many photographers, like, or if you go through the groups, how many are from Minnesota?
No, is it a
Everybody.
lot?
Oh my God. It is insanity. I guess because Life Touch, right? They all worked for Life Touch
At one
and
time, and then they all
at one
left to do
time,
their
and then
own.
they all left, or I don't know, it's something about that area. That's where Angry Joey is. You know, my buddy Joey Freeman.
Oh yeah. I met him at
Angry
Vegas.
Joey's from up
That's
there.
fact.
Yeah,
Angry
yeah.
Joe.
yeah. Angry Joey. Angry Joey. He gets mad every time we do any boot camps because he's worried about somebody coming up in his territory. Every time he's mad. Angry Joey. But I guess you know, if you're in that area and you have so many competitors, maybe it's, I can understand a little bit.
Well, I mean, let's talk about that, right? So we get fired up when there's competitive things, I definitely I don't like it when I have a competitor that is getting close to maybe the quality of work, or they're kind of nudging into your territory on anything you're doing at that time. And then I mean, Rose Coleman posted a thing the other day that kind of hit home for a lot of people. I think we start feeling like, are we good enough? Is our quality of work up there? Is it up to par? I think that's the stuff that keeps us on our toes, though, and keeps us continuing to get better at our craft. That's, I say it all the time with photography. The more you do it, the harder it gets, because you know what it takes to take a better image tomorrow than what effort you put in today. And did you put enough effort in? And if you're feeling like you didn't, then you're going to put more in tomorrow, and your stuff's just going to get, you're going to elevate. And I think that's kind of the beauty of it. But it's also, it can be frustrating if you let it get to you.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's you got to have a healthy amount of pissed off at all times.
Absolutely. When you start getting comfortable, it's over.
Yes.
It's over. You're going to get past.
Yeah. Yeah. So did you see that about the GF crew?
And desktop darkroom. Oh, there are also darkrooms from Jacksonville too. Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
That is wild.
Yeah. The GF crew Himes deal and his gigantic.
Who's the GF crew?
That is Haim. I don't know how to say his last name. I think, is it Aviv or something? I don't know. Anyway, Haim is the guy that is the action photographer who has like a semi truck that pulls up to big events and does action photography at the big national events. And he got bought by Life Touch, and then Life Touch sold his company back. So now he's got, he has his little system that he sells.
He sold it and got it back. That's a good.
Got it back.
Good.
Yep. And then he has a system that he sells for action photographers. So it's just like, online proofing, that sort of thing,
Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. I don't really care to be back in that world, but if I was, I don't know. Have you tried any like action stuff with Photo Day? I have not.
I did. I didn't really push it very hard. I think it will work well. I really do. I think it will work really well, especially if you tag it appropriately. If you tag it per inning, per game, I think you could do pretty well. People don't mind scrolling through it. It scrolls pretty fast now, so, and then if you do want to use Face Find, and if you're shooting action really well, you're getting faces in it anyway, right? So it should be working. You shoot a lot of the backside of people. Nobody wants that photo. They want to see their face anyway. So you're doing it wrong.
I had a whole, like we shot a lot of action, and my thing was, and I had it almost like 90% complete, where basically I could put one of those little wireless things that Tether Tools made, what was it?
Cam Ranger?
Cam Ranger. I had the Cam Ranger on my camera, and I could take photos, and it would go to my computer, which was a server, and then it would push the images to iPad. So I could give the iPad to parents in the stands, and they would, load up. So it's pretty cool. It was just, the Cam Ranger would disconnect. There were a lot of pieces in there that had to work right. And it was just too much of a hassle. You know what I'm saying? And then I would find, because I was taking pictures, I'd be looking at the parents, and they would be watching the game. They don't want to look at the photos really until after the game anyways, So it was, it was a good thought, but we kind of got out of the action game there. So
I love action. I wish there was, I wish there was a foolproof way to do it. It's hard work. You got to be on it.
It's really hard work.
It's a lot of work to do it correctly. but I do love shooting action. I mean, I've always wanted to go shoot on the pro level, and sit on the sideline. I'll say this though, when I was shooting a lot of volleyball, when my daughters were playing national volleyball and softball, you almost don't catch you don't catch the whole game, especially volleyball. You have to you have to have your camera ready at the net, for when they're going up for the block. You can't follow the block up real fast and try to catch it. It's too fast. You have to understand the game and be there. It's kind of the same with baseball, right? You can shoot the batter, but then if he hits a hard one to third, you're going to miss that shot unless you're already preeming third base, right? So it depends on where you're at. I mean, I guess if you're mid first base and home, but like if you're on far, on the outfield side of first base and you're trying to follow all that action, you might only get a couple keepers out of that if you're panning, Well,
I would love to shoot with the mirrorless just to see how quick the autofocus is.
I've been running shots. I've been running the A1 a little bit and shooting 30 frames a second. You don't miss very many shots. I'm just going to say.
By the way, you're going to be jealous about this.
I won't.
I'm going to have lunch with the Van, the Sony man.
Van.
Yeah. We're having lunch with Van, the Sony man. He's going to be in town.
Well, tell him I want my HDMI out on my FX6 not to warp and break instantly. And then I also, my A7 IV I just bought, the shutter dial stopped working. So I had to send that in.
What do you mean the shutter dial?
The dial. This.
Stop working?
It only jumps back and forth from 1/60th to 200th. It won't do anything else.
What?
This dial's busted. Yeah.
Brandon,
I used it 3 times. It's a perfect camera for volume. It's a perfect camera for a lot of stuff, but
you have to have what was I going to say? You have to have the battery grip on that. Let me see that stupid camera.
What?
Okay.
It's little.
All right, that's pretty good. The A7, the 3 is small. 3 small though, yeah.
No, not really. They're all kind of the same now. These later models.
How about that? Not fast enough for the camera. The R5.
Yeah,
I would love to see that R3. I'd love to see the R3. Love it. And then they're coming out with another one. R1 or something. 100 megabytes. 100 megapixels or something. Like, there's no way.
You don't need it. Gosh, you just don't need it.
I mean, think about how much expensive the memory cards are going to be.
I mean, the Sony Tough cards are still over $300. They're still expensive for the 160 gigs.
I tell you that. I have the I was messing around with the Lumix, the Panasonic Lumix. I don't know, man. I still think that's like that's a good camera for team individuals. I don't know if you could beat the S1.
That A7 IV, if it's working, it's phenomenal, man. It's phenomenal.
If it's working.
And I got the new lens. I got the new 7200 Sony lens too, and it's so light. You don't even know it's on the camera. So good.
There's an R7 coming out, but I think they also announced the Pro body. I think the R7 is a APC. It's not full frame.
That's not bad for volume though.
Well, it depends because you're not going to get the bokeh you want for, with APC.
Well, I guess
that's the problem with the Fuji.
I'm thinking of schools though. I mean, like, you don't need full frame for the schools. It's nice, but you're shooting f11 anyway. The APS-C sensor is kind of nice on when you're shooting volume schools.
No, that's a good point. You can save some money. That's probably what it'll probably be a $2,000 camera instead of a $2,600. And then their flagship will probably jump back up to the $6,000, I would think.
Yeah.
For the R1 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just have no need for it. The R6 works for me.
Yeah, I think is it still overheating with video and stuff? Or did they fix that?
I've never had an overheating problem. I mean, I think I have I shot a video one time where I had to do, 30, 40 takes because I can't string a sentence together, and it got hot in the air, but that's about it.
Well, what did we use when you came to Astoria and we filmed that video? That worked out really nice. That was your Lumix.
Yeah,
That was the
probably.
Panasonic.
Yeah. Somebody shoots schools with the RP, huh?
Yeah, I bet.
I know anybody's
Absolutely.
using the RP. Who is that? I just have
Andy.
Facebook user Andy.
I don't know how to spell it. I don't know how to say Andy's last name. I will butcher it.
Yeah, that's a long one.
It's not. It's just different. ZAVODNY.
Yeah.
Say it.
Nope.
Mess it up.
Nope, can't do it. But yeah, so the other question did we put, I don't know if we put in the show notes, but anyways, so trying to create and also looking at expanding markets and what's that involved with that. You're the same way, right? I mean, you have to decide if you want to drive up to Seattle.
Yeah, we're at a ceiling. We literally have hit a ceiling, but we just picked up a whole new school district for next year. Literally the sports and the K through 12 underclass, everything.
So you don't have time
just kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, I think so. I mean, I think so. I hope so. Yeah, we will. We should.
Hold
but
on a second.
I don't know how much more we could do.
Zavadny.
Easy.
Zavadny.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Zavadny. Okay. All right. Go back to what you're saying.
We picked up a whole new district literally out of the blue. Get this. So their photographer last year came in, did all their school portraits, took all the money with envelopes, never came back, never gave them their pictures, never gave them their money back, and just ghosted everybody. Gone. Not to be heard from again.
Dude,
can you imagine?
Like criminal.
It's
theft.
It's theft. Absolutely. Yeah. Literally won't even answer their phone calls. So we went down and we shot all their pictures and we delivered all the packages for them. The school ended up purchasing packages. We bought a big bulk ship and bulk shipped them all right to the school, and kind of saved their pictures for the year. But it literally just kind of came out of nowhere when we went down we were just taking pictures of their early learning center for the Northwest Regional School District out of Portland. We were going up and down the whole coast doing all their early learning centers, and we brought up the fact that we shoot volume, school pictures, and they're like, oh my gosh, can you here's our story. This is what happened to us. And so we ended up picking up the whole district because we kind of saved them. But they're out all this. The parents are out all that money, so now they have a bad taste in their mouth about pictures. Period. But I think after doing cap and gown and then doing all the school pictures and being there for them, I think we'll win them over. We already have pretty much. So
I have heard that before. I just can't imagine doing something like that. Like I guess
crazy.
That's just that's insane to me. But the thing is like. If we grow, we have some areas in Atlanta we could grow, but it's kind of tough. Like I feel like we got most leagues that we want. There's a couple out there that we're still going after, but the other ones are where area or my competitor is offering huge rebates, and it's just like
the one you showed last time.
Awesome. Yes. So
like here's 70% back on everything.
Yeah. I mean, it's just crazy. And so we're like, we don't even want to, even if we did half of what he did, it's still more than what you know what I mean? It's just crazy. So, we're looking at other areas, and it's tough because as soon as you get another area, you gotta, we have to have the photographers there. Do I need to get another vehicle? The vehicle thing is tough because I carry a lot of gear. I'm not like a light, we go pretty heavy as far as the gear goes. So typically you can't just give gear to somebody. Like Jody has a Camry, Scott has a pickup truck. Well, you can't put the stuff in the pickup truck because it's going to get rained on
or stolen.
And you can't have benches for your team shot or stands for a football team. You can't have that in a car. So then I'm looking at a Dodge. I'm looking at a Ram ProMaster. I've researched every freaking truck. No,
and they're 70 grand stock right now, aren't they? They're so expensive.
No. They're 53 for 53 for they have 159 inch with a crew cab. So you can fit 4 people in there, and then you still have 8 feet approximately to
full
put
bed.
Your gear in. And it's enclosed. So that's pretty cool. It's not doesn't look as good as a truck, of course, but a truck, then you're looking at, if you get a truck, you know, what I found out is like we have a lot of heavy gear. We have sandbags and, you know, sandbags, you're carrying 10 sandbags. That's, you know, going to be 300 pounds right there. We have all our light stands. You know, light stands can be heavy. It's not crazy heavy, but bottom line, it's reasonably heavy. It's not crazy, but it's reasonably heavy. So if I wanted to get a truck, like I would want to have, there's these things that can sit on top of the truck. Like they're called, what are they called? Utility. I forget what they're called. There's
Just
something.
the rack. It's a rack, right? Or
No, it's not a rack.
You're talking about the boxes or whatever
Yeah. Yeah. It's like a service vehicle. That's what they're called. You have the deck system, which is pretty cool.
It fits full length stands in there. We have, I think in the one side I've got, we have probably 10 stands in there. I think eight or 10 stands, a lot. And those aren't even the flat stackers that you had. Those are, you know, they're the big flashpoint in the bags shoved in there.
And you have a 6 foot bed?
Yeah, I've got the short bed.
6 foot 4 inch. Yeah, then you can get the long bed, 8 foot. You can get the 8 foot bed, you know, is what I was looking at. I know this sounds crazy. It's not really about photography, but it is. Like if you're like trying to get to a shoot, like this kind of stuff can be complicated. So I mean, trailer's the best option, but I'm the only one that, like, me and Scott drives trailers. You know, the rest of the crews. If you want to if you want to grow and you have multiple, you know, teams go out and you have big gear that they can't really pick up in their car, you know, I mean,
that's a problem.
Yeah. And the biggest thing is the scrim too. Like if you said, okay, let's just do no benches, everybody has to sit on the ground. You'd have to go Indian style kneeling and standing, right, in order to get the thing, and where photographers wouldn't have to take any benches. But first of all, when it's wet, that's going to kind of suck.
Just did it. I mean, and so you tell the younger kids, okay, follow me. I want you to put your right knee down. And I even turn around with my back to them and I say, this knee, so you don't get it dirty, so that we, you know, and they still will put the wrong one down almost every time, right? Yeah.
Benches, the GPS benches, Group Photographer Supplies. That's our guy that's, you know, been around forever. Those are the most pro looking. So I would like to have that. So in order to have that, you have to have a vehicle. And so the problem with the trucks is that if I put a service body on the back of a truck, and then my payload runs out. So then I can't carry 4 people and my gear. It's all stuff I had no idea. I thought you could just load up a pickup truck, but apparently cannot. So then you're looking at a 2,500 or 3,500, you know.
Yeah, my 1 ton's maxed. I mean, it goes down the road pretty squatty when I'm fully loaded.
Does it really? Like with all your decked and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, and I've only got the 1/2 ton. So, you know, I wish I would have, not looking back in hindsight, I should have bought at least a 3/4 ton.
Well, what was crazy though is when I went and talked to the Ram guy. Like I have somebody who is a friend, college roommate who owns the biggest, you know, Ram dealership in the county. And he hooked me up with his best salesperson, and he didn't even really know what I was talking about when I said the payload's not enough. You know, I didn't even know. And it's not like they probably could do it, but the problem is all the parts underneath, you know, are not made to carry that much weight. We figured it out. Like the thing that sits in the back of the truck is 600 pounds. And then the payload it was like 1,300 pounds. Like, okay, well, you have 600 pounds there. Then if you had
You're already halfway there.
If you had 4 people sitting in the truck at 150 pounds each, let's just say, then, you know, then you're at 1,200 pounds. So you can have 100 pounds of gear. That's 3 sandbags.
That's nothing.
Isn't that crazy? Like, I had no idea. I just thought you could load up and pick it. So I'm learning.
You could go with Honda Odysseys, like Nick Schub. He says he's got no problem fitting 24-foot risers in a Honda Odyssey.
I bet it's not cheap though.
No.
How much is a Honda Odyssey? Can you even get one?
I don't even fit in them. I'm too big.
Honda Odyssey. Okay, but you can't do a Honda Odyssey and fit 4 people in it though, right? Like you'd have to sit all the seats down.
I don't know. I don't own one. I can't even hardly picture what they look like. I'm going to Google it. Honda
24.
Odyssey.
He says a Honda Odyssey with 24-foot risers. Does he mean like the fold up ones?
It's a full van. He's just probably sticking them right up to the dash, right to the center.
Texas does not follow those truck rules.
No, they don't. Texas. I think you can haul triples down there. Yeah, you can do anything you want in Texas.
Okay, Nick is saying $18K for the Honda Odyssey.
There you go.
I mean, look, when we started, we had a Dodge minivan, this Reg dot, and it was still, you had to, there was no,
I'm sorry,
the
but I'm
roll-up
not
thing.
pulling up to picture day in a minivan. I'm not doing it.
There's that.
I'm not going to do it.
There's that.
It's not happening here.
Yeah, I did. I
can't.
mean, I did. We used to build tents for our shoots. So we would build these gigantic 18 by 20 tents for shade instead of a scrim. That's what we did.
Yeah.
And when we first started, we had 4 of those things. They're all pole tents that you had to put together. And so we would put them in the minivan. And that load them all up with all of our gear, and that thing was riding low too.
just
Oh yeah, it was bad. Yeah, and by the time we were done with it, the ceiling was down at my head. I hated that. It was like a little 4-cylinder. I mean, I don't know. Oh my gosh. Yeah, but that's what we did. And I'll never forget one of my customers at one of our bigger leagues. He was, because that's what we drove to shoots, was that red Dodge minivan for years. And he's like, Jay, but that's not your that's just your work van. That's not your riding around van.
Like, no, I got 3 kids. This is mine.
This is it. This is our transportation in all its glory. This is it. Yeah. So we got a Ford Flex for Karina, and we thought that we were just, it was a used Ford. Oh man, it was the best thing ever. Yeah.
It's a tool like anything else, and if it's not working, then you gotta get what works for your company. Period. I mean, if it's a minivan that works, it's a minivan that works. I prefer the pickup. I love that deck system. It's great. Yeah. I mean, to each their own. I'm not judging.
They are pretty nice.
I'm drawing the line on a minivan.
But you still have to fold the seats up, right? I mean, so it gets rid of the crew part. You'd have to, right?
Yeah, my seats are folded, and then the back part is literally storage. I'm still using that. That's where my camera goes.
No, I'm talking about if you had a minivan.
Yeah,
you would still have to. It would still. You would. Would you be able to fit? I guess you would be able to have 4 people and then gear.
I'll bet Shub pulls the seats out. They probably don't even have them in there.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I think the back row. Yeah, I was just that was out, and then we were, you can carry 4 people and the gear.
Yeah.
Funny you consider the minivan instead of the ProMaster.
You might maybe or like a Mercedes van, the tall one.
That one's expensive. The Sprinter.
Well, the really expensive parts when they break down, trying to find something to work on.
Yeah. Those are expensive. Let's see.
Yeah.
Yep.
Emily Hart. I don't think the back seats on my minivan have ever been up. Yeah. See. And I think Emily sent me a text.
Why is Crystal? She always putting something like, what is a rocket box?
What is a rocket box?
Oh, a rocket box. I bet you it's like the stowaway.
Oh, that's the thing on top.
The rocket.
Right?
No, I have the stowaway on the back on my FJ. You know what I'm talking about? It's that thing. It sits on the back, and then it just opens, and I can put stands, and it's awesome. Stowaway is awesome. You know what I'm talking about?
No, I mean, I think I understand. Is it hooked to the bumper, and you can pull it out?
Yeah, so you can open all the way up, and you can still open the door.
Right.
Yeah, let's see. I'll probably have a picture of it. I'll try to pull it up. But yeah, the stowaway is pretty awesome. A minivan and a stowaway.
There you go. You can haul everything you need.
Yeah. I don't know. That's something to think about, I guess.
Scott would look good in a minivan. I think your problem is solved. I think it's minivan only.
And I think minivans are pretty comfy too. They're just right.
Don't get in a wreck in one. You won't make it.
I don't know. I still think the ProMaster is the direction I want to go. I think I want to do 2 of them.
I just don't see Jody driving the ProMaster around as comfortably as a minivan.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I think your crew would be able to handle a minivan better. What's the handling like in a minivan when it's fully loaded with everything in it? There's no way it handles good. There's no way.
I don't know. Minivans they're pretty good. I don't know.
This turned into a minivan bashing session, but it's really not.
No, I mean that was my car.
You blend in when you go to the school and your stuff doesn't get stolen. Yeah, that's
Okay.
probably true. That's probably true.
Well, we never like wrapped our trailer or anything like that. Our trailer is kind of nasty looking.
On purpose.
Yeah, on purpose because we didn't want,
That's why I haven't washed my truck all winter. Was I just didn't want anybody to know it was fancy.
Your truck's the fanciest truck in town.
No, it's not. There's big trucks here.
Huh. Yeah, so that'll be fun. It'll be, but the other problem is so if I want to get the she said, let's see. Crystal says the payload on the Kia Niro.
Check out
How
the
much is
payload on
how
that. They're all just lying. See, Emily Hart's being honest. She says
Look
it
at it.
handles horribly.
50 miles per gallon. That's a
What is
factor.
it half electric?
That's great. I bet you it is. I don't know. What is that?
Nothing gets 50 miles a gallon. It doesn't have some electricity.
Is it 50 miles an hour? Golly, that's crazy. That'll
50
make you
miles
wanna
per
do it.
gallon. Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, it's a hybrid.
Yeah, see.
Hmm.
How long does it
All
take to charge? 12 hours?
Yeah.
You got to go there and hook your generator up with gas in it to charge it while you're there?
Yeah, that yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that
you know,
works.
every time I get my mind made up, okay, this is what I'm getting. Somebody else gives me an idea, and then I have to go and research that. So that is just, yeah. I'm getting ready to show you the stowaway. I can't believe you don't know what the stowaway is.
Well, I'm
Let's
awesome.
see.
I don't
Let's
own
see.
one.
That.
I'm awesome. I don't have one.
Let's see here. We can go to share screen. Okay. You see it?
Oh, let's see if it got lights on it.
See that? There's like my FJ. Yeah. So then that thing just opens. It's great.
What? It sticks so far out, though.
So it's better than the trailer.
Somebody's going to crash it.
I haven't got hit in it. It works pretty good. I like that. And that looks like my FJ's green, but I don't have all that
I
other
think
stuff.
minivan and an extra big stowaway, and you're set.
Really?
50 miles per gallon. Yeah.
I don't know.
Do it.
Oh, Crystal said the payload is bad.
Well, on the
that-
Kia,
well,
yeah.
Yeah, because it's 50 miles to the gallon. And then I don't want to get like a what do you call it? I don't want to get like one of those vans. You know what I'm saying? Like the old soccer van.
Why?
Those handle awful. They're awful.
I think that's what Emily has. Hart Davis. That's what she's rolling. She sent me a picture.
Oh,
one day,
yeah.
I think. It went fully loaded, and I was thinking that there's no way that goes down the highway comfortably. There's no way.
No, you bounce everywhere, and the steering wheel's like this.
Yeah, and you don't go to dance setups light unless you're Rose Coleman and you can pack it all in a backpack somehow. I still don't know how she does that. She's got that style.
She had two pro photos in a piece of spandex.
Yeah, but that's
listen,
they sold me on the spandex. I got rid of my roll of paper for that spandex. It's the only thing to use. You're crazy if you don't. Crazy.
I gotta order that, and then I'm trying to find some flooring. I don't know what to get. Like you sent me
the
that.
Marley floor gets kind of it's a pain, but
Marley.
I don't know what it's Marley floor. Yeah,
is that the name of the brand, or is it like?
It's just that's what they call dance floor. It can be.
I looked at some dance floor today, and that was going to be big enough for a team photo, and I think it was $1,200. It was $2,500. I'm like,
yeah, it's not that Marley stuff is not cheap, and it's not super. Like you're not going to fly anywhere with it. I mean, not comfortably.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm not gonna fly in any shoots, but I want something like then Uline has some black flooring, like some rubber flooring, 3x3 squares. So you'd have to get like 14 of them if you want to do a team photo on some black flooring. I'm talking about in a gym.
Oh,
so I have to figure that out. That's I talked to James Quantz today. I'm gonna name drop.
He uses AstroTurf, doesn't he? He like brings a roll of AstroTurf.
He has some, yeah, and he got it from South Carolina, the Gamecocks. They gave it to him, so he has like some legit.
Yeah, they were like pulling out the old, and he was like, yeah, or they had extra putting new in, yeah.
But but I mean, it's heavy. I mean, I have some AstroTurf in my studio, and that stuff is heavy, so you can't really carry that around. Talk about payload having an issue. Can you imagine just like carrying a big old roll of turf on top of your car?
No.
So yeah. So trying to find something portable yeah, I'm excited about that. But anyways, as I was talking to him, he has so many cool ideas. You know what I mean? And comes from such a different place because he's not in our industry. He's just doing, he does commercial stuff. So he has to do all kind of creative stuff all the time. And then he already has a new iteration of his pro light mods. And I'm really excited to see him. It's going to be so cool. And then he also showed me some photos like he used with a mist filter instead of using the aerosol. You can use a mist filter, and it kind of gives the same look. It's not quite as dramatic without having to worry about any canned aerosol.
I just bought a black mist filter for my video camera.
What's a black mist?
It's the same. It's that well, that's just what they call it. It's
how
a
much
KNF,
mist is it?
model. Mine's like 0.3 or whatever. It was like
0.3.
the light on the lighter side.
Yeah, so they have those two like in increments, right? There's a quarter or 8.
Yeah, just like ND filters. It has to do with stops of light and steps, right? I don't know. Something. I don't math. I don't.
Yeah. What do I have? I have this guy here, the Freewell. This is the magnetic one.
Is it the mist one?
It has everything in it. It's got 2 to 5 stop, 6 to 9, circular polarized, ND32, glow mist, VND mist. Yeah.
What, you just bought like a whole pack of them?
Yeah.
That's all in one filter?
Yeah. This is gave it come in this little box, right? And they sent it to me so we could use it at boot camp.
They sent you a KNF filter box, but it's Freewell?
Yeah. Freewell's the guy. I don't know why this. Yeah. Freewell. And then let's see. I've got, let me see what I have in here. So what's cool about this guy is, let's see if I can
my
get it
box.
out. What's that?
What
was that? Is that a Freewell?
No, this is the KNF concept.
That must be the same damn company.
They probably all make them in the same place.
So,
I've bought really expensive filters before.
This is, look at that. It's magnetic.
Oh, that's
pretty
fancy.
Cool. Yeah, and then I think if you turn it over, it's something else.
This is the black diffusion. Oh, it's a half, 100 by 100 millimeter. Half.
Oh, so that's the square?
It's a square one. I use the square ones because there's a 10 stop.
Huh. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to breaking all this stuff out and playing with it and seeing what,
Let's see.
Did I tell you about my dance photos? What happened?
What? They looked good.
Yeah, they look good. So I'm not a dance photographer, but we had a dance studio call us and asked if we wanted to shoot. It's like, yeah, that'd be great. I want to try it out. Let me try this. See if I can figure this white backdrop situation out.
Don't die, Emily swerving.
What's that?
Emily Hart Davis said, "Yeah, if you're going down the freeway and you have to swerve, you're gonna die."
With the minivan?
Yeah.
Or not the minivan, whatever the stalker van. Yeah. So I'm gonna see if I can. I don't know if I can pull up the photos or not. I'll have to see it. Let me check and see. You'll laugh at the photos that we did.
What happened?
Like the way I started was. Let me see. Give me a second. Capture time. Yeah. Let's see if I got rid of. Oh, I think I threw away the test images. When you're testing your photos right there at the beginning?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there and I'm testing them on white. And I had actually called Justin and he was giving me some pro tips on shooting on white because he does it a lot. And he had great advice for me. So I was all excited. And I started taking the photos and I had haze in everything. At
the end of it?
Haze. No, at the beginning when I'm like testing out, I have haze.
Oh yeah,
everything super hazy, like because there's mirrors, there was lights bouncing off everywhere, and I just couldn't figure it out. And I'm just sitting there, and I'm like, there's, nothing I can do. Like when I turn the lights down or I turn the aperture up, it helped a little bit, but still, there's just like this little bit of haze. I was like, oh, I guess I'm gonna have to dehaze the hell out of everything, and everybody's gonna be yellow. You know how that turns their skin
Yeah.
funny, you know? So I'm having to sitting there thinking I'm sitting there, I'm like, I don't know what to do. I've done everything. And I'm like,
You didn't
let's
wipe
see.
your lens off, did you?
I did not.
Was your lens
Why did
dirty?
you have to kill the story? Sitting there.
That's a
I'm like-
that's
like-
a,
I'm
that's
like-
a
like
new
he's
guy
like-
problem.
I'm sitting there, I'm like looking like Scott said. He's like, I've done that before because you just look at your camera. You're like, what are you doing, camera? And I'm like, oh my god, it's a big old smudge, just the biggest smudge you ever seen. And so I wiped the smudge off. Everything's beautiful after that. Like such an ass. I sat there for 30 minutes trying to figure out
Well, you
how
got
to
to
get my
think
white right.
they make, that's part of why lenses are expensive. They have that nano coat, they're the more expensive the lens, the less flare or glare you're going to get from
Right.
backlight. So if you're spending that kind of money, you'd hope the lens would work right. And if not, it's probably dirty. Just check it. Just
Well,
check
I
it.
thought it was the light. I was on white with mirrors.
Yeah.
I thought that, I got it done. I mean, it was 3 minutes.
I
before
love
the
I
shoot.
love that lighting setup when I'm in my studio. It's one of my favorites, by the way, the one that I told you to use. I love it.
Yeah, they turned out beautiful, and I've gotten all kind of. We just released that job today, and it's doing really well.
How many PD 100s?
Today we've got. We're doing good today. PD 100s meaning $100 order sales. I mean, we got 11 today.
I have
which is
0
good.
today.
Well, it's good because it's like this is our down time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we're getting them from all over the place. We're getting them for shoots that we did in February.
So the setup Jay used, because I love it so much and told him to use it, was 2 7-foot umbrellas off to one side, 2 on the
Yes.
same side.
Same side, stacked. It was a brilliant
Stacked.
plan. Brilliant plan.
It's beautiful light.
Look at Crystal. She's great.
I miss Crystal. Is
Yeah.
she coming to Denver?
I think she is.
You're the one with the list. I don't have the
I know.
list.
I know.
You don't even know
I
who's
looked up-
coming?
I've been gone for a week. I haven't looked at the list. Yeah, I think she's coming. She better be coming. She's in Minnesota. It's that part of the world.
Minnesota's not like close to Denver, is it? It's not that
I don't know.
close.
I don't know. My geography is bad. No, because Minnesota, I think, is straight north of Georgia. Doesn't feel like it's straight north.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no, I don't think she is.
People aren't going to come when they listen to how stupid we are.
No, I mean, Colorado's what? Straight north of Texas. So yeah,
It's not straight north of Georgia. It's so
Minnesota?
not. Yeah,
Minnesota's just a little bit west. It's the central time zone, right? Just a little bit,
it's a lot west
just a touch.
compared to Georgia. It's on the other side of Lake Superior, for crying out loud. It's up by North Dakota, South Dakota.
Okay.
So yeah, they're only 2 states away: South Dakota, Nebraska, then Colorado.
Yeah. So
There's your geography for the day.
Yeah, she needs to come. So 2.0, you can still sign up for Crystal.
Not signed
You
up.
still
for
do that.
Starfield.
So yeah, we were talking about the itinerary. But the first one is sold out, which is good. But the second, so we're gonna have a half a day with James. He says he's gonna stay with us most of the day to kind of help experiment. So we should come out with some pretty cool stuff that will so we'll see if we can share some of the cool stuff that we do. I'm excited about it. We're
You're
gonna be
make
gone
people
for a long
spend
time.
more money.
We're gonna be gone for a long time. gonna
I'm
be
there
good.
from the 7th to the 14th.
Yeah, it's great. I've never been to Denver, so I'm pretty excited about that.
I'm excited about all the breweries.
Yes, and Karina's got a schedule of. Well, we don't need to talk. I mean, we probably shouldn't talk about it. I feel bad for the people who aren't coming.
Who
We
aren't
talk about
coming?
What a good time we're gonna have. I don't know what y'all gonna be doing, but we're gonna have a good time. Well, maybe we'll do. Hey, maybe we should be doing a beer in the boat show at Bow Right Boot Camp.
We should do it live while we're at boot camp. We should.
Yeah, you're
I
gonna do
can
something.
show you how to do that. It's easy.
Okay, we'll have to do something. We've been going for 54 minutes.
What have we talked about? We haven't even talked about anything worth a shit
No, we talked about trucks. We talked about filters,
for a second.
minivans.
What do the people want to hear about? What do you guys want to know? Anybody have any pressing
No,
questions?
you can't do that because then no, can't do it.
We can look at it later.
Yeah, I don't think there's any especially not any new gear right now to talk about. I mean, you have a few new cameras, but I think we're kind of set up for now. like as far as like Godox and mirrorless cameras and I think Flashpoint has there's nobody challenging them right now. I mean, what the FJ Westcott thing?
Not
No.
even close. The 400s,
Yeah,
worthless. I'm sorry, worthless.
Worthless.
They are absolutely worthless. There's no
the only
shot
thing they
those
got,
are-
the only thing they got going for them is the transmitter works on every camera, so you don't have to buy a Sony, a Canon. You know what I'm saying? That's
Okay.
their. But 400
those
watts
things
ain't
are
gonna do
throwaways on the Flashpoint side. They're $40, $60 for the
Well,
good ones.
apparently, okay. All right. So this is the situation with
I have
Westcott.
6 of them. They just come with every time you buy a light, it comes with one. It seems like.
Yeah, and that is a problem I'm having. They came out with a new batch, and I can't hardly ever get this damn thing off my camera.
So tight, it does not come on. You have to be careful. You got to wiggle it.
I
Yeah.
mean, that thing is like it is
I
stuck
agree.
on here. I have
I
one
agree.
that would not come off. I had to get rid of it. I mean, they had a new iteration of these things that is junk.
I don't think it's junk. I think that's a good thing. The other ones were pretty sloppy. You just have to be careful because you'll snap
No, it
that
won't
thing if
come
you
up.
force it.
It's trash. Can't stand them. But I mean, I like the way they work, but the connection is just awful. But the thing about FJ Westcott, okay, this is the thing, is they say the transmitter, right, 400 watt seconds. And then they say how the quality control Westcott is so good, and it is U.S. supported. It is not made in the USA. It is U.S. supported.
That just means their support's here. They still got to ship it out.
Right. So
See, Jason says they're junk. He agrees. He's got 4 of them.
Oh, that's right. I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Jason, yeah. And Jason is a good photographer. So listen in. He went over. Yep. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of worried about getting pliers on top of that. I mean, eventually, I get pissed off at the shoot and I have to put it down. And then the next morning I'll take it off and it's easy, but when you're there and you're tired and you're done and you're like, oh, get out. So I'm like, I don't want to rip my hot shoe off. So I just wait till the morning, then I can get it off. But yeah, I'm kind of aggravated with that. But Brad Shook in South Dakota, he just recently switched from Alien B. It took him a while. Switch over from Alien B to Godox, and he's loving it. He jumped all in 1200 watt. I think he's got 600.
Well, that 1200 watt did you buy one when it was on sale for $1,000?
What's that?
Did you buy a 1200 pack when it was on sale?
No,
I didn't either. I
should have. I'm so pissed. I should have bought 2.
Absolutely. Well, I was talking to Ed and Kathleen, and Ed was buying some new stuff, and I was talking to him about another setup, and I was telling him to get a couple of 600s. Well, the 600s were only a couple $100 less than the 1200s. They were only a couple $100 less than when they were on sale for $1,000. So he bought 2 more 1200 packs.
Well,
made sense.
What Ken said is the Flashpoint. I mean, they are. I agree. Like that is the best transmitter I've ever used.
The Flashpoint.
Yeah, but the thing is,
no, it doesn't touch the Pro Photo ones. Those original Pro Photos were good.
What I've ever used. But being able to control the lights from the camera, change all the settings at one time, all that stuff is the best one I've ever used. Because I've used Alien Bs and Ellen Chromes.
What were Alien Bs? They're Cyber.
And then I had Radio Popper. Remember Radio Popper?
Yeah,
that design was really good, but it just didn't work very well.
Yeah.
The design, like the actual how to change all the settings, it was really good. But just the misfires were just the misfires. But yeah, I have a friend of mine who's got a big company, and they're still using they refuse, and they're still using Elinchrom D4, the Elinchrom D Light with Vagabonds. You want to talk about shit setup right there?
I'm looking at my hair. Hold on.
What do you have? What is this? What is this?
This Vagabond Mini.
Yeah.
I used to think was the coolest thing.
It is pretty cool. I mean, Those guys.
I have 2 batteries for it, and they last about 20 minutes each now. When you plug something,
really?
It doesn't matter what it is; they just go to shit instant. Like,
And
they're just-
they
the
always
batteries don't
break.
last.
Like usually it's duct. Like you see those vagabonds are duct tape because the actual. But those guys were so innovative. They used to be so innovative. Now they have that.
Well, he
link or
died.
Whatever that. I know.
Think about what he would have come up with if he would have, had a little more time on this planet. He was a smart guy.
Yeah, I mean, he was way ahead of time. Those Einsteins,
they're still
lights.
good. They're still great.
They're good. They just don't have any way to control them from the camera. I mean, they have a new thing. It's ridiculous.
Well, they're one of the only lights, besides I think the old Newmans or whatever. The more you turn them up, the faster the sync speed because they're transistors in them instead of like the lights we have now, where you get a faster sync speed. The lower the light.
Talking about the flash duration?
Yeah, the flash duration. So that's why those work so good.
That was yeah,
especially water and stuff.
Yeah, when you're shooting outside, I used to be able to. I posted a baseball image a few weeks ago of me shooting with those Einsteins, and it was outside. It was dark, and there was rain coming down, and it froze the action. It was tack sharp, and I was like, man, that was good. I don't feel like the Godox quite can stop as good. But I was talking to Quants, and he was saying that I think he was using the 400, the AD 400. And he used it right next to a Pro Photo. And he's like, it kept up just fine.
No way. Really?
Yes. And he said he's shooting 8 frames a second. And I think he backed the power down to a quarter power. That's where you get to 1/8 of power. Wasn't quite giving enough. You go to half power. I guess it was getting a little bit, muddled. But he found a sweet spot and he said it was keeping up.
Well, that's the thing, right? The lower the power, the faster the flash duration. When you're shooting a lot of frames per second, you're going to keep it low and keep your, add more light, more heads.
So, okay. So who is this?
CyberSense. CyberSync. That's right.
The CyberSync,
I think it is CyberSync. I don't remember. That's Tiffany Thompson.
Okay.
She packs everything to and from the shoot, breaking down everything, etc. She's still invested with the Pulse Evo. Listen, they're great. They're great lights for what they do. I mean, if it's not really affecting your workflow, that's fine. But I'll tell you what, once you figure out you can have a battery on your light, it changes your life.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. that was the thing. I was like, I had the Vagabonds and those D lights, and I remember how long it took me to pack up on a shoot by myself one day. And I was like, that's it. I'm not doing this anymore. I can't do it. Like all the cords, extension cords, and the crap, and the Elechrome, the way the soft boxes went together. It just took me like 45 minutes to break down. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So we went to now the lights, setting up the lights, it takes no time for us. It's more like just setting up the barriers for the shoot and like the flow. That's become a huge thing with us, is the because we've been trying to take fewer and fewer staff with us, and so because we've been spread out. So it's possible if you have really, really good crowd control. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're taking about the same amount of time, like you get to a shoot about an hour early, maybe an hour and 15 if it's a big shoot, and just getting the crowd control just right. So that way we can have a small staff and still make sure everybody is serviced properly,
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about getting some more I think I'm gonna get some of those flags, those big flags that, I'm talking about, the ones that go like this.
You are so stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Teardrop. Yeah. It's a teardrop. The teardrop flags.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
I've got to get some of those. I'm gonna get some of those. So I'll have like line 1, line 2, team photo. Just because it has to be so loud and obnoxious to make sure people know where to go. But if you do those things, then you can literally have a smaller staff if you buy some good things that'll help keep the shoot organized.
I'm the worst at that. I will admit it. I very rarely do a good job of my crowd control stuff, but I don't have.
You have to. You work with you and Emily, or you're by yourself. You have to like rope yourself off and create really.
We're finding that out as we get bigger leagues. It's really. I mean, I was getting stepped on for crying out loud at one of them. Like parents were tripping over the back of me.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh. No, it's so bad. So bad. And that was
Can't
kind
have
of the day we were like, we have to start. We got to do something different. We can't.
Yeah, we used the caution tape for a long time, and then Jeff Gump gave me a hard time, and he said that it looks like it's a crime scene. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, you get branded. You have your branded stuff, right? Where do you get that from? You have branded tape.
Yeah, I get let's see here. We tried a new vendor and I didn't like the tape. I don't know if it was exactly the same, but I'll see if I can find it for you. And then the company that I liked went out of business, and now they're back in business. But let's see here. It is let me find it for you guys. This is the coolest thing you can do, guys. Let's see here. All right. Let's see. Let me share my screen. Share screen. Okay. Share. Yeah. So this company here is Highland Converting, and they can, do all kind of cool stuff for you. Yeah. So they'll just, however you want to moose jaw. So yeah. So we use this company's good. Then you just pick out the thickness that you like, that you prefer.
What what thickness are you using? What's the best one?
2 mil.
2 mil.
Yep.
You got 50 small rolls. How long does that last you? A season?
That's something else. You can't see that. No, I forget how many. Yeah, we get like 25. We get 1,000-foot rolls. We get 1,000-foot rolls, and that lasts a long time. We got a bunch of them, but I don't like the one we have now. The 2 mil you can actually reuse because it's thick enough. The one that we have right now, it's like if you like roll it up, it gets all crinkly. But that 2 mil, you can if you are kind of careful the way you pack it up, you can use it for 2 shoots. For sure. So yeah,
for sure, we're using some of it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, Mark said, Mark got theirs from Highland as well. So yeah, Mark, they went out of business for a little bit. Like they had some sort of buyout and then buyback type thing. So yeah, it doesn't look like a crime scene. Kind of with the caution tape was, yeah. But the thing is, then you would just die. Like, kids love to mess with the damn tape. Like, please, y'all. What is they love that damn tape. So I started telling them, I'm like, all right, if you break my tape, that is what you're getting for Christmas. That's what you're getting for Christmas. You're getting tape and some stanchions.
Yeah, use rope. They can't tear that. They can't pull that apart.
Tangled up. We use chain. Oh, chain was awful.
Some
heavy. People use flags. Flags probably look the best, but those look like the biggest pain in the ass, right?
Yeah, I've seen flags used. That's what Nick Schubert just posted. 820 feet, 500 pieces or whatever on Amazon. What are they? They probably cost nothing.
I don't know what that is.
That's
a long one.
Don't click on that.
I don't know what that is. No, but the thing is,
$19 for all those flags for 820 feet of flags.
Yeah. I would love to see you on the first shoot when those flags get tangled. That would be the funniest damn thing ever. How much you would cuss.
They'd go in a garbage bag immediately.
Oh, you would cuss so bad. You'd be like, Emily, I don't care if that tape costs $1,000 to roll. We're buying the tape. Damn it. You would be so pissed. I would pay money just to see you try to untangle those flags one time.
She wasted tape today at the graduation. She
Gaffer's tape?
Yep. She pulled way too much off.
$25 a roll?
$25. I think we wasted $15 worth today.
How much is Gaffer's tape?
It's $25 a roll. Oh, I haven't looked. I haven't had to buy
it. You probably can't.
You can't get anything. Let's look. Gaffer's tape.
Gaffer's tape is worth.
I'm going to tell you right now.
Yeah.
It's $20. It went down.
Oh, it went down?
Yeah.
That's the only thing.
Oh, wait. Here's one. Pro Gaffer's tape. $38.95.
Oh,
for the 3-inch.
38.
30.
Yeah. 38. It was 25. Now it's 38.
Yeah.
You were talking about the little tiny rolls. You're talking about 3-inch. Yeah. So Ken, the kid, when I went down to, I helped Ken with his first shoot, and it was he used the flag, so he said they got tangled up and threw him away.
Yeah, there's no
That's
way.
another. This is another guy. Kim and Jamie been killing it. Their photos been beautiful. Like they were so good.
They get that nice Florida weather. They don't get any rain down there.
They get wind though. They get wind and rain. I think he got rained out. He got a big baseball.
Hey, so I used beauty dishes on my last shoot because it was a little windy. I was by myself and it was going to rain, and those are a little easier to throw bags over. And you feather that beauty dish right with a sock on it. It looks really nice. It looks really nice.
You're right. Those photos you posted were really good. Like it was soft. I thought for sure it was going to be some harsh light.
Yeah, it's not if you just gotta those beauty dishes.
Did you have
the
the bounce thing in though, where it bounced and then went? Okay, that's why. Because if you went straight, it would be. So you had the little piece that it bounced.
I should run out to the truck and grab it. So anyway, yeah, you got the bounce, and then also you have the sock you pull over it.
Yes. Which beauty dish did you use?
Was it the cheapest glow one? Yeah, it was one of their glow ones.
Those things fall apart though. Gosh, they fall apart.
You just have to make sure that those nuts are tight in the base. You have to make sure those come loose. You have to tighten those when you get it. Everything comes like kind of loose and falling apart. You have to tighten that all up and stay on it.
Well, Ken, we're gonna work with James on this Pro Light Mod stuff, so we got some really badass stuff for non-composite. You need non-composite indoor photo shoot. That's what I want. That's my goal. Team and individual, and they match.
It looks good when it's they look good.
I can shoot on I can shoot on a background, no problem. Right?
Yeah.
But you can't get that background to fit a team. Maybe you can.
You can with that spandex link that we sent you. That spandex from Rose Brand. You can buy that as big as
I know, but I'm talking about print it to match your individual photo. If you have like a dugout, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, where can you get something that's printed that big?
I think
like
ACI.
It literally has to be. They can go as big as you want?
I think they can go pretty big. Yeah, big enough for what you need.
Then you need the flooring, though. You need to have something.
I think ACI can print that floor, too. They can do all that.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, you can find it, Crystal. It's just the just go to Adorama for that.
I'll be right back. I'm going to kick the dog and I'm going to grab one and show you. I'll be right back.
No, you can't go. I got to go.
It'll be 2 seconds. They have to see it.
All right. So we'll pull that up. Like, I think, I don't know if John Scott at Robert's Camera, he usually helps me with the gear stuff. But if you look at the, I've used them and I felt like they fell apart pretty quick. But I'll see if I can find one for you here. Let's see here. We've got the, so he's talking about the beauty dish. So the piece that is a reflector that it bounces off of, we always break. So that's why I don't ever use it. Beauty. I could type.
I would never kick my dog, by the way.
Let's see. I'm pulling it up too. There it is. The 22-inch.
Yeah, I think it is. This is what you're talking about falls apart.
Yes, that thing. Yes.
It's really easy.
Yeah, it just does not last in the trailer. It doesn't last.
Oh, in the trailer, probably.
There's the guy right there.
Yeah. $70.
See,
there's all kinds of brands.
Yeah. You get all kind of brands.
Yes. I think they go on sale all the time too.
Yeah.
This just
there is $69. It's pretty cheap.
Yeah.
What is he? I don't think Westcott has one of those. I know they have like the big.
They've got to.
I don't know. I'm not sure. So
it's metal. It's pretty tough.
That sock's hard to get on though, isn't it?
Yes, it slips off.
Yeah. That pisses you off.
You put the sock on after it's already on the stand, and then it's not that bad. But yeah.
Yeah. That. Let's see. Oh, okay. All right. That's it right there.
Yeah. Super easy.
Yeah. See, Marcus, deflector piece. Yeah.
That's the glow
deflector. If the deflector piece was a little bit more solid, that'd be better.
Yeah, I mean that's probably the biggest
And-
problem. My Profoto one isn't loose; it's solid in there, so I don't know. I mean, I guess that's why the Profoto one's $280.
That's a good idea.
Binder
Just keep
clips.
it on with binder clips. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Just keep it. But something would poke a hole in it. It's going to fall in the trailer. I wonder if it'll fall in the minivan.
Probably not. The minivan's softer.
Anyways. Oh, goodness. All
Yeah,
right, I got to
don't
go.
know.
It's 5:00.
It's only 2:00.
Yeah, see. We got on.
We're an hour and 15 in.
Yeah.
Is this
Yeah, I
the
got to go.
longest
Got to
you're
go
in
to
the
the
boat?
gym. It could
Are
be.
you gonna
Oh,
go
wait,
lift?
yeah. I got to go lift.
How come you're
Yeah, I
not?
have it. I
How
have
come
it
you're
in a
not
week.
buffer? You lift all the time and you're still scrawny.
Because there's what is there? There's a t-shirt company. It's called Little Fit, Little Fat.
I need the little fat one.
That's me.
I'm the big fat one.
Hey, you're wearing your golf shirt.
Yeah, this one's the Marlin one.
Yeah,
I had to
that's
go
nice.
shoot a graduation this morning, so
So you had to put your golf shirt on.
yeah, I had to look. I combed my hair. It looked better this morning. I'm gonna have this cut before Denver. I'm gonna cut my
All right.
hair. I'm not cutting the beard. I'm cutting the
All
hair.
right.
All right, guys.
Just
Thanks
don't
for hanging
bring
out
up
with us.
Any more subjects? We gotta
Stop.
go. All right. Bye.
Okay.